Hello, welcome back to my channel. I just want to invite you this morning to pray along with me with the prophet Nehemiah. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee. It's sunrise here. It's a little overcast and foggy today, but it's sunrise nonetheless. And I just think it's always a great time to spend a few moments with the Lord and to just be at peace with Him. Obviously, I'm outside in my yard. The garden's behind me. Which you can probably see in the background is some massively blooming pumpkins, and just trying to enjoy nature and enjoy God's creation. And just a little background on Nehemiah. Nehemiah's time was during the 400s BC when he was the cupbearer to the king Artaxerxes. He was lamenting and just distraught over the fact that his countrymen who were being remnants in Jerusalem and coming back to Jerusalem after exile, that they were living in a city that was destroyed, basically. The walls were tore down in many places, the gates were burnt, they had no way to defend themselves, and the city was just in tatters. And so it was on his heart. And so he praised to God to be able to do something about it, for God to hear him. And while we are not praying as to rebuild the city of Jerusalem, the heart of Nehemiah for prayer should be exactly the same type of heart we have towards God for prayer. And so I think it's always beneficial, especially when you find prayers in the Bible of strong men of God, that you emulate them. I mean, that is, after all, what we do with Christ. We emulate his teachings and who he is. So enjoy your cup of coffee, and let me read Nehemiah, starting in chapter 1. I'm going to start in verse 4, but his prayer actually doesn't start until verse 5. As soon as I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned for days, and I continued fasting and praying before the God of heaven. And I said, O Lord God of heaven, the great and awesome God who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments, let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to hear the prayer of your servant that I now pray before you day and night for the people of Israel, your servants, confessing the sins of the people of Israel, which we have sinned against you. Even I and my father's house have sinned. We have acted very corruptly against you, and have not kept the commandments, the statutes, and the rules that you commanded your servant Moses. Remember the word that you commanded your servant Moses, saying, If you are unfaithful, I will scatter you among the peoples. But if you return to me and keep my commandments and do them, though your outcasts are in the utter parts of heaven, from there I will gather them and bring them to the place that I have chosen to make my name dwell there. They are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great power and your very strong hand. O Lord, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant, and to the prayer of your servants who delight to fear your name, and give success to your servant today, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man. This is who we are to be to our Father in heaven. We are his humble servants. We love him. He gives us grace and mercy, and he takes care of us. Despite whatever comes our way, he is our God. I just pray that this helps you this morning. I pray that you have prayed that along with me in Nehemiah, that maybe you'll read it from time to time and just make that your own heart, a heart for God. Thank you so much. Take care, and God bless you.